The story of the Absolute Universe continued this week with the release of Absolute Flash number 3. For those that aren't keeping up, DC's Absolute line is set in the brand new universe that was created by the evil new god Darkseid. This universe is permeated with his negative energy, and as such the world leans towards cruelty and malice. What this means for our heroes is that they are at an immediate disadvantage without the resources they have in the mainline DC universe. In the case of the Absolute Flash, he is teenager Wally West, a lonely, isolated kid that grew up travelling from state to state for his father's job as a colonel in the United States military. Colonel West is the head of the mysterious Project Olympus, where he worked alongside a charismatic scientist, Barry Allen, and the pair are clearly in the business of creating super-powered beings. Wally was caught in the energy of one of the experiments, and it seemed to transform him into a being of pure energy, with a completely abstract take on time. He experiences the past, unable to change the events, alongside the present, and he can see his possible futures. One where he is a beloved hero, the other where he is a beast. There's no speed force powering him, no wider support network of speedsters. He's truly one of a kind. In fact, he managed to accidentally kill Barry Allen when he got his powers, and this is what caused him to go on the run. When last we saw Wally, he had been cornered by an elite military unit, the Rogues, consisting of Captain Cold, Captain Boomerang, the Golden Glider and the Trickster, who were tasked with bringing him in. When he evaded them, they unleashed the Big Gun, the absolute version of Gorilla Grodd, who is just called Grodd because he's not actually an ape, he's a small psychic monkey. And that's where this issue picks up, with Grodd connecting with Wally for the first time. Now, I have to say that I felt that this issue was a very brisk read, which I suppose is appropriate given the fact that it's a comic about someone with super speed. But I think it was wise of writer Jeff Lemire to allow the artwork to do the talking rather than fill the pages with unnecessary words. The ways comic book pages are arranged with panels are supposed to convey the passage of time. Pages with lots of small panels indicate a slowdown of time. See Frank Miller's famous Pearl scene in Batman The Dark Knight Returns for a great example of this, while a regular 9-panel grid can indicate a steady pace. Full splash pages and double-page spreads, meanwhile, are supposed to be quick, larger-than-life moments designed to make an impact. They're intended to be awe-inspiring and allow us to drink in the details, which this issue does a lot of. We're shown how Wally connected with Barry, but it filled him with anxiety, causing him to instinctively flee. When you have these really wide panels with tight close-ups, contrasted by other wide panels showing vast landscapes, you really get the sense of speed and distance. It's all very cinematic. When Wally stops running, he's horrified to learn that he had brought Barry with him and drained the life from him. I've made this comparison before, but this is very similar to what happened to the mainline universe's Barry Allen during Crisis on Infinite Earths, where he ran so fast to save the universe that he turned to dust. So you can see why Wally is so traumatized by what's happened to him, and why he's hiding out in the middle of nowhere. It's so that he can't hurt anyone else. And this is where Grodd comes in. In the last issue, there was a really amusing subversion of expectations where we saw an extreme close-up on Grodd exiting the vehicle. As he was obscured by shadows, it seemed like he was going to be the typical massive super-powered ape that we all know from the mainline universe. But instead he's a small green monkey with an exposed brain. Grodd is not a physical threat to anyone, but he is a powerful psychic. By using his powers, he comes to see Wally as a kindred spirit. And this is what I was referring to earlier when I mentioned how the issue was brisk, but with powerful imagery. When Wally connects with Grodd by touching their index fingers, evoking both Michelangelo's creation of Adam painting from the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel and Steven Spielberg's E.T., the two see each other's life experiences, and they are broadly the same. We see moments of nurturing with both Wally and Grodd being embraced by their respective mothers. We see loss as Wally's mother dies in hospital, and Grodd's mother was shot by hunters, and the subsequent tragedies that befell them. Grodd may not be able to speak in complete sentences. Well, I mean, he can't speak at all. It's a psychic form of communication. But you know what I mean. But he is clearly an empathetic and compassionate being. Grodd tells Wally that he is not alone, that he doesn't need to be afraid, that they are the same. The Rogues turn up and Captain Boomerang sets off an explosion, which completely goes against their orders from Colonel West to bring Wally back alive and in one piece. This attack, while unsuccessful, motivates Grodd to retaliate with his psychic powers. To be honest, I doubt that Grodd would have cooperated with the Rogues anymore, but Captain Boomerang's intolerable aggression tips Grodd over the edge. This results in easily the funniest panel I've seen in a long time, as Captain Cold bellows, "The monkey's gone rogue!" I'll just leave that here for a moment for you all to drink it in. With Grodd's support, Wally finally stops running away and embraces his possible heroic future. Firstly, he socks Captain Boomerang in the mouth, knocking him out with one punch. Secondly, he returns to Barry Allen's corpse and takes the Flash costume from him. Finally, he and Grodd head off into the sunset, smiling. So, yes, while there wasn't a vast word count in this issue, a lot develops. It shows the importance of empathy and connection. While every person is a unique individual, at our core we are very much the same. We have more things in common than differences. And whether it be in this reality, where we are experiencing some very difficult times globally, or in a universe created by Darkseid, this is exactly the sort of message that needs to be shared. Absolute Flash number 3 is available now from all good comic shops. If you are based in the UK and don't have a comic shop near you, then you might want to use my affiliate link with the UK's biggest comic book retailer, Forbidden Planet. I have included a link in the pinned comment on this video. Alternatively, if the idea of hoarding a collection of comic books fills you with dread, I think I have got space for about 3 more boxes in our storage unit before I run out, you may want to try getting a digital copy of the issue from Amazon. I also have an affiliate link with them, which you could use to help my channel out. This is also included in the pinned comment. To those that have read the issue, what did you think? I can't have been the only one to laugh at Captain Boomerang mistakenly calling Grodd an ape, can I? Is this really the last we've seen of Barry Allen? I have a feeling he's going to crop up again in the near future. And when do you think we'll see more of the Absolute Mirror Master as teased in the Free Comic Book Day Absolute Universe special? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Next time. I'll be back at some point next week to talk about the 2 new Absolute books. Up first we have Absolute Martian Manhunter 3, where the newly formed team of FBI agent John Jones and the interdimensional entity known as the Martian follow the trail of the entity that's been driving people to hateful acts across the world. One thing we know for certain, it's going to be a trip. And then I'll also be talking about Absolute Wonder Woman 8, where Diana faces her biggest test yet, Area 41 and its mysterious black box maze. The cover is giving me big King Minos' Labyrinth vibes, and given how rooted in Greek mythology this series has been, I wouldn't be shocked if a Minotaur or 2 turned up. Hope to see you then.